Good evening, I'm John Carter and welcome to Poland Daily. The Polish lower house have set the budget for 2019. GDP growth stands at 3.8% with the state budget deficit at no more than 28.5 billion zloty, which is 1.7% of the GDP. The bill was passed with a vote of 241 deputies for and 192 against.
The budget voted in by the lower house today is what Poland needs for a stable state structure and enough money for public spending. It is prepared with careful observance of the rules and regulations with regard to European Union and Polish law. It is a budget which covers all government expenses and has important features designed to accelerate growth of certain branches of the Polish economy.
Poland's relations with the United States seem to be improving. The two countries recently announced that they will co-organise a conference about security and stability in the Middle East. Today, the Polish Prime Minister, Mateusz Morawiecki, inaugurated a two-day-long conference concerning cybersecurity, which was organised in tandem with the US. Morawiecki gave the opening speech, mentioning the challenges of the global economy and stressing the importance of cybersecurity. With the prospect of construction of an American military base in Poland, there appears to be a shift in interest by the US from Central to Eastern Europe.
I hope that this conference will transform into a long-term cooperation and consequently will allow the development of Polish and American companies specializing in the broadly understood cybersecurity, cyber defense. I truly believe that our national specialty, that is the information technology, this is really our national treasure, will allow Polish companies taking part in today's conference to expand the scale of their activities in global scale. First, they will become unicorns in their categories and then global players. Of course, our cooperation has a political dimension too. Dan was alluding to this as well. We must defend Poland and the European Union and America against cyber attacks, stealing sensitive data, and also ordinary fake news which poison the lives of societies.
Paweł Adamowicz will be buried this Saturday at St. Mary's Cathedral in Gdansk's Old Town. The mayor of Gdansk was stabbed last Sunday and died from his wounds. The ceremonial funeral has been organised by his family and the mayor's office.
The basilica will be open from 7 a.m. and the remains of the mayor will be there. At noon, the Archbishop of Gdańsk will hold a mass in memory of the tragically deceased Mr. Adamowicz. Ceremonies will start tomorrow. The coffin of Paweł Adamowicz will be exhibited at the European Solidarity Centre on Thursday at 5 p.m. Inhabitants of Gdańsk will have all night to pay tribute to the late mayor. The following day at 5 p.m. the funeral procession will take the body to St. Mary's Basilica. There, Paweł Adamowicz's body will be exhibited until midnight. Later on, it will be incinerated. The family and city authorities are asking participants to withhold from purchasing flowers and lights and put the money towards charity, namely the Hospice of Priest Eugeniusz Dudkiewicz or the Great Orchestra of Christmas Charity. Our appeal is, please do not bring flowers and candles, but instead financially support these charities, because these are living memorials of the mayor. As you know, Mr. Mayor cared a lot about these two institutions. In the afternoon, the Chancellery of the Prime Minister confirmed that the head of the cabinet, Mateusz Morawiecki, will take part in the funeral ceremony. President Andrzej Duda declared a day of national mourning for the late Paweł Adamowicz's funeral.
The Polish Parliament, the Sejm, today honoured the memory of Paweł Adamowicz with a minute's silence. Grzegorz Zachetnia, the leader of the Civic Platform Party, also delivered a speech devoted to the tragically deceased mayor of Gdansk. Our reporter Aleksandra Zarzycka oversaw today's proceedings.
The hatred which took your life is not going to destroy all that you had built in your lifetime. Those and similar words were used by Grzegorz Schetyna, the chairman of the Civic Platform Party, in his farewell speech to Mayor Adamowicz. The same honored the memory of Paweł Adamowicz with a minute's silence.
To światło do nieba dotarło do niego także jego dusza.
Paweł, like all of us, you were sending the light to heaven from that stage, and before that light reached the heaven, your soul reached the heaven first. Then he said, this is a heavenly time, a time to share our goodness, and we will remember those moments. I can promise you, Paweł, that all the friends and members of the Civic Platform Party will remember. The hatred which took your life is not going to destroy all that you had built in your lifetime. It's not going to destroy the love for a free Poland. It's not going to destroy your Gdańsk. It's not going to destroy the great orchestra of Christmas charity. All those things you dedicated your life to and gave your life to. Please honor the life of Mayor Adamowicz with a minute's silence.
Proszę o uczczenie minutą ciszy pamięci prezydenta Pawła Adamowicza.
Sporo komentarzy wywołała nieobecność.
Quite a few comments were made about the absence of some people, in particular Jarosław Kaczyński, the chairman of the Law and Justice Party, and deputy marshals of the same, Beata Mazurek and Ryszard Terlecki. They had entered the plenary session right after the minute of silence. The absence was coincidental, said the spokeswoman of the Law and Justice Party, Beata Mazurek. She said that was just a simple tardiness, and she asked that nobody should look for deeper meaning to this. I'm a bit perplexed with their absence. We know that they were present in the building and could have walked in. I think that such a thing should not have happened, but everyone takes responsibility for their actions. I prefer not to comment. I do not believe that such a thing could have been an intentional action in case of Jarosław Kaczyński or Ryszard Terlecki. I think that they arrived too late on the same premises. I do not believe that Chairman Kaczyński would do it on purpose.
Zachowałby się w taki sposób, że zrobił to celowo.
To był czysty przypadek, że spóźniliśmy się na to.
It was simply coincidence that we were late. Our absence was not intentional. This kind of situations happen, and we all know that many MPs are late to the beginning of the proceedings from time to time, and you all know perfectly well that is the case.
O tym doskonale wiecie.
Despite the assurances of the spokeswoman, Beata Mazurek, some people still interpret the lateness as a political demonstration, whereas those who believe the explanation agree that this tardy was just unfortunate.
Only 3 months ago, Paweł Adamowicz celebrated election victory for a 5th term as mayor of Gdańsk. He beat Jarosław Wałęsa, the son of Lech Wałęsa, supported by the Civic Platform Party, and Kasper Płażyński, who was recommended by the ruling Law and Justice Party. After the cold-blooded murder of Gdańsk mayor, Law and Justice have declared that they will not support any candidate during the supplementary elections.
Polish law gives 90 days to organise supplementary elections after the death of a city mayor. His deputies automatically have their term terminated. In case of Gdańsk, the Prime Minister will appoint the city's commissary with the task of administering the town and organising the next election. Until the election, Gdańsk will be run by the former deputy mayor of Gdańsk, Aleksandra Dulkiewicz. Law and Justice have decided that the party will not endorse any candidate for the post of the mayor of Gdańsk.
Thank you very much for joining us here this evening at Poland Daily. I'm John Carter. Stay tuned after the break for Poland Daily Weather, followed by the business, and that will be followed by Poland Daily Culture, History and Travel.